All right, all right. Welcome to the Military Retirement Podcast.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
My mic is on, right? Everything's working.
Yeah, everything's working. I'm actually going to go to split screen if that's cool with you.
All right,
I don't want
that's cool, man.
to
Just
your friend.
yeah. Thanks for that, man. Yeah, I got huge pores and all that right up on the camera. No, it's all good.
That's okay. I haven't shaved in a week.
Hey, you know what? I just don't do it anymore. That's it. I just trim it every so often. Ever since I left, I have an unused drawer full of Harry's razors. And
Nice.
I'm like, I'm giving them to my kid. Just take them. I have no need for these anymore. I just take the clippers and just clip it off if I need to. Let me see. So yeah, I just wanted to put this out there here. Let me actually share the screen on this guy here. Share screen. So this is what I'm bringing on the screen is the Kevin Lloyd project. So this has been coming up on my Facebook wall, my Facebook page for so long, for like maybe a week, right? And it the former sergeant, this guy Kevin Lloyd, so he has been in and out of hospitals. He has exposure to burn pits since he deployed many years ago, and it's catching up to him now. He's going blind. He's got contracted stage 4 cancer, all because of this burn pit stuff. And so his family's having trouble with the VA. The VA is not trying to, it's not covering a lot of stuff. So they're having some issues there. This organization, which I reached out to yesterday, called Burn Pits 360, and you can find them on Facebook, Burn Pits 360 Veterans Organization. They stepped up and they're helping out Kevin get his medication, get the things that he needs for the meantime until they can get past the red tape that the VA is bringing to the table. So I'm happy to hear that. But yeah, there's like a very heartfelt video that, his I think this is his ex-wife here, put out there, and some representatives from Burn Pit 360 behind him. He's laying there kind of sleeping. But I have been following his journey for quite some time. Meaning like the last week. And it breaks my damn heart, man. It really does. Just seeing what's going on, all the crap that they're going through just to get this guy some help. And so I made a little video of the Green Logbook about it because I just felt like it's the right thing to do. But what stood out, man, was this patch right here. Price of Freedom can be seen at your local VA hospital, man. I walked to my local VA hospital and I can truly see that. A lot of folks just, shuffling along to their appointments. Who knows what they got? A lot of like old Vietnam vets and things like that. People who are way worse off than I am. And I often think like, why am I here? Well, these folks need to care more than I do. But yeah, check out the Kevin Lloyd project if you can. It's on Facebook. It's online. KevinLloydProject.org, I believe it is. Yeah, right here, KevinLloydProject.org. And just check out his story. See what it's all about. If you want to donate. I'm not asking you to donate, but if you feel like you can, hey, all the more power. But yeah, it's a very deep story, man. It's an unfortunate situation scenario, but one that I think people just need to be aware of.
Yeah, and it's something that we've kind of brought up and talked about before. Burn pits are one of those things that I think they're lumped under presumptives, and somebody out there on the internet can fact check me and tell me I'm wrong or right. But it's one of those things where you prove where you were at the time of service if you were in a location that had, in fact, burn pits going on. And it's something that we brought up on the episode a few episodes ago when we talked about the atomic heroes, where they had been exposed to radiation and all that stuff after the atomic bombs in Japan. And they were there on the ground shortly after that, helping clean up the mess and doing autopsies and doing all kinds of things with the Japanese medical personnel and government on the ground there. And one of the guys in the video, in the documentary, was one of the guys that they were trying to fight to get his VA disability for that specific exposure. So they were trying to Yeah, they're trying to go up against that and trying to lobby for that in Congress. I think it was connected to presumptives, if I'm not mistaken. And I know there's presumptives, and maybe there's a whole range, a whole kind of rainbow of presumptives. And some of them are accepted and some of them are not, and not yet maybe passed into law. So yeah, it's definitely because there's a lot of us have been exposed. Like I've been exposed. I know many other folks that have been, and not necessarily directly in, like, say, Fallujah or Baghdad or Afghanistan or somewhere. You could be in Kuwait City down there on the Gulf. If you know, you know, like if you've been down to the Gulf in Kuwait City, you know, when you drive down there and you roll down your window and all that like moist air comes
yeah.
in, it's really oily and it's really,
There's
it's crazy.
definitely
It's crazy.
it's a different smell, man. It's a different
Yeah.
smell. It definitely was when I I think all flights arrived to Kuwait City, right? Because then from there I had to go take a bus. I took a bus at some point. I can't exactly remember, but to Camp Al-Taqaddum, and then I went to Al Asad from there.
Mhm.
But I definitely remember getting off the plane or just walking on the tarmac, and just there was a distinct smell, maybe like an oil or just I don't know, a smell like in the air. And I still remember to this day. It's I tell my wife, but I can't even remember what it is. But then when I got to closer to Camp TQ, they got these I don't know, these tubes, big metal tubes, maybe they're shooting off fire. I guess they're burning off excess oil or something into the air.
Yep.
That might be something to do with it. But yeah, it's it definitely is a different smell. And what hit me when I saw this guy Kevin Lloyd's video was the whole burn pit exposure thing, because it is poison, it is toxic. I mean, you're burning everything from like feces to plastics, and you're breathing that stuff in. And in one of his videos, he's like, "Hey, look, if you haven't done so, go get checked out." And that I took a pause there, because I did burn pits when I was out there, and just like any other, like a silly freaking young Marine, I'm over here just throwing stuff in these barrels and just kind of moving them around with a stick, burning stuff, and I'm breathing all that stuff in. One of the few times that you have good times out there. So I'm laughing it up with friends and stuff. Just throwing stuff like like it's a basketball into these burn pits, and then just lighting it up, and then just mixing stuff around with the stick. But little did I know that I'm actually breathing this crap in when I'm saying, "Oh man, this stuff smells like shit." Well, you're breathing those toxins in.
Yeah.
But it was all fun and games there.
Sometimes
And,
literally shit.
Yeah, right. But thank goodness I didn't have that duty. Most of my stuff that I was burning was a lot of plastics, which can still be a little toxic. Who knows what this guy Kevin was burning? But yeah. If you're exposed to that stuff, definitely get it checked out. I mean, go ask your VA, go ask your doctor, see what's going on, because I can tell you, the pains and things do not get better with age. They don't get better with age. Yeah. So,
Not at all.
with that, I just want to say what's going on to Navy Cop. Thanks for coming on with us, man. Really appreciate you coming on every week. And then Josh.
What up to Josh?
Yeah, what up to Josh, man? Doing his finance thing. I like that. I see him on there. He's taking some real estate on my Facebook. I don't get on Facebook too much, man. Not too often anymore. I took all that stuff off of my phone, all that social media.
Yep.
Because it was, man, it's overwhelming. So I took a lot of that stuff off. Whenever I log on, it is only on like the desktop, because it's a freaking weight on the shoulders, man. It's a weight on life. And then I noticed that I started getting some of that FOMO. So even when I'm on, because I'm on the desktop a lot, right? I write a lot of stuff. I'm researching a lot of stuff. So I started getting some FOMO, and I'm like, I wonder what's going on in Facebook world, or I wonder what's going on in LinkedIn world. And then I had to catch myself. Like, what am I doing here? Everybody's just kind of bragging about what they're doing. Do I really care? Let me log off here. Yeah, it'll suck you in, man.
Death. Oh
It
yeah,
will suck you
that's
in. It's
I
made for
stop
that.
myself after maybe one or two posts once I get, because I usually just go on Facebook to check our channel or our group.
Yeah.
I check a couple things on a couple of different marketplace things that I look at locally here and some other ones. And then I check out birthdays every single day, check out birthdays. And the problem is you get on and you open the app, and as soon as you open the app, it's got, 7 different things open in there that you can look at that are trying to vie for your attention, right? Same with
Yeah.
LinkedIn, same with YouTube, same. And yeah, you just have to stop yourself. And I think I've mentioned it before, but that practice I have every day of opening up my inbox, and I literally habitually just go through and check all the things that are
Hmm.
not pertinent, which is 97% of the things, and I just
Yeah.
delete them instantly. And that just kind of keeps me in the habit of getting away from like the doom scroll and the breaking news. Anything that says breaking news, I immediately swipe it off my phone and get rid of it and block it
Yeah. That stuff
immediately.
is a pain in the ass, man. So I'm glad. It's like it was like a breath of fresh air when I got all that stuff off the phone, because I try to have it as clean as possible. Just use it as a like communications device mainly, because that's what it is. So John, with that, man, I want to open it up to folks out there who folks in the audience who or listening or watching who maybe want to come on the show, because that's what the show today is all about, is listening to or getting with and networking and connecting with the folks who listen to us. So I'm going to put this in the chat here. It's a link to the chat that we have right now, what we're on. And if you feel compelled to just click on it, come on stage with us, talk to us a little bit about what you got going on in life. It doesn't matter really what it is, successes, failures. Maybe you had a hard time at work. Maybe you are struggling with military civilian transition. Maybe you just got questions. Whatever the case may be, maybe you just want to cut it up a little bit and just have some laughs about something silly that happened. Like catching my son peeing in the frickin' the trash can yesterday. That was fun. Um, that's an actual thing. Um, but yeah, if you just got a funny story, yeah, connect with us. Connect with us. Let me see here.
Yeah, so I got the link up on the screen, or I did. Maybe it's down now. The StreamYard as well there. And I'm actually going to try an experiment here. I'm going to create a QR code real quick and see if I can throw that on the screen. And just put it in the corner there for a while. So if you're not good at copying links and moving them over and back and forth, maybe you can potentially just scan the QR code, and that would be okay.
Dude,
All right.
how I put a QR code on that business card that I told you I made,
Yeah.
like right back here.
Mhm.
Do you know how those things work? Like how it,
How QR codes work?
yeah, like if I took a pen, a Sharpie, and I just changed one little thing, like added a little block here, would it just completely take me to a whole different website? I haven't tried it
I
yet.
wasn't even prepared for this technological TED talk, but yeah,
No, I
no, let's
mean,
talk about it.
yeah, I mean, because you mentioned the QR code, and I'm like, I don't know, what, like, just add a little. Maybe I'll try that right now, because right now it takes it to my LinkedIn, and
Okay.
yeah, it's like, how the hell does that even work? I don't know.
So there's a few there's the QR code in the top corner if you're watching this on your TV at home or whatever, you got it on a big screen and you just want to scan the QR code and hook up your phone to get on the live chat. You can do that right there with that QR code right there in the corner, right above my head, right there. So QR codes, basically it's an expanded version of a barcode. And the beauty of it is you can embed a lot more information into it. So you can do a single link. You can also embed PDF documents. You can embed images. You can embed complete contact information and things like that. And there's 2 different kinds. There's static, like this one right here that we have on the screen, which is a one-time use. It goes straight to the link and that's it. And then if you wanted to change anything, you can't really change it. But they also have dynamic QR codes, which are some of the ones that I work with, which are QR codes where you can actually update the the link or update the information, and the QR code stays the same. So depending on how that's read by the QR scanner, it will not only give you the ability to change some of that information in the background, or if you want to update something, but also you can keep tabs on it if you're using a program. Like I use a program called QR.io, not sponsored, of course, but I can create as many QR codes as I want. And what it does is allows me to track the scans for the QR code. So every time somebody scans it with their phone, then I can see like how many times they've scanned that QR code and keep track of it.
That's very interesting. Hold on a second. I just saw Josh on there. Let me jump over to LinkedIn and then drop a link. I guess when we drop links on this chat, it doesn't go to LinkedIn, maybe? I don't know.
Probably not. Yeah. I think the chat thing between us and LinkedIn is a little bit not so worky, but that's fine.
Okay.
We can fix that. Plus you got the QR code on the screen.
Yeah. Okay. Dropped it in there.
And I'll pull that ugly thing off the screen as well.
All right. Dropped it in there. No, it's all good, man. All good. Anyhow, yeah. So we are curious about what's going on in veterans' lives. So you all know what's really going on in our lives because we're on here every week, you know.
Yeah.
So we're curious about what's happening in yours. It says, hold on, God dang. Navy cop, what's he saying? The scary thing with barcodes is that you have to trust the QR code is what is stated to be a bit of cybersecurity headache. Yes. You don't want to put this barcode on your business card and then it takes you somewhere like, I don't know, name a website.
To your OnlyFans page.
Yeah. It's going to take us to, yeah. It's like, oh shit. They got videos of me stepping in mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the last thing I would think. Yeah, that would be scary, man. That would be scary. That's funny.
In the meantime, while we wait, I'm gonna pull this up real quick and talk about this because this is something I just came across in the last couple of weeks and really been enjoying it. Really been diving into it. It's very, very technical. Gets into a lot of details, but we are currently reaching out to the Raider HQ after dark to see if we can get him on the show in some way or another. He's building a channel. He's been building it for a little while. It's really taking off quite fast, actually. And if you would need to know anything about rating scales, I think he just released a video about the 38 CFR and the 21 TAC 1 to kind of break it down and demystify it and kind of explain what the highlights are of what you need to know about it from his perspective as a Raider. He's a current VA Raider now, getting ready to retire, getting close to retirement. And he does this kind of faceless YouTube channel that talks very deeply about a lot of VA benefit stuff as far as putting in for benefits and applying for VA ratings. He definitely has a ton of great information on there. I saw this through Clay's channel, of course, because that's where I get all my list information is from Clay. But he's if you just go on and check out like basically where's the video at? I think it's the general overview, not mental health PTSD, but general overview of VA claims stuff. It'll definitely give you a lot of great information if you're still in the process of getting claims adjudicated or if you're putting in for a claim or something like that. You can definitely get on there and learn a bunch of stuff. Some of the videos are a little bit long, like ours, but great information. And we're reaching out currently, trying to get a hold of them so we can get them on the show. So
Clay gave him a shout out too?
Yeah. I saw him on, I heard about it through Clay's channel, and then I immediately went to the channel and looked it up. And if anybody knows personally Raider HQ, don't dox them, but if you know them and you want to put in a good word or maybe give them a nudge, we would appreciate that as well, because that would definitely get them on the show and we can have a talk.
Heck yeah. Was it just me? Or did we just have somebody on in the background waiting to come in?
Yeah, I think
And they just
Josh
disappeared.
came on and then
Oh, did
he fell off.
Well, it looked like they were driving, so Josh, careful now.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull over,
Don't-
man.
Don't
Hopefully
podcast and
you're-
drive. It's dangerous.
Yeah, never podcast and drive, man. No, that's good. You know what? I just came across this piece of news here. Let me share it on the screen. It's good to know too, because this thing takes a long time. It says Veterans Affairs sets new record for disability and pension claims processing. So that's good to hear, because I mean, if you're not doing a BDD claim when you get out, benefits delivery or discharge, or if you're maybe a veteran who has been out of the service for quite some time and now you're doing your claim, you know how long those things can take. You know, I've heard up to a year, because you're gathering information, they kick it back, you're trying to, maybe you don't get the rating that you want or that you think you need. But it sets a new record for the number of disability and pension claims processed. It doesn't say what the breakdown is of how many percentages, you know, so many 30s, so many 40s, so many 50s. It doesn't show that, I don't think. At least I'm looking at it here. Nothing of that sort. But yeah, so it's shrunk the claims backlog by 37% since the president took office. So that's a good thing. I know a lot of folks were waiting on that stuff. Now, whether or not they got what they maybe deserved, I don't know. That's not included in this, I don't think. I'm just scanning this. So more to come on that one, but that is in Federal News Network. But I am glad to hear that people are actually getting a rating and not just kind of sitting there waiting for it. Let's see. Navy cop, it is faster than it was. Only took a few weeks to bump my rating from 60 to 70%. Didn't expect it to be that fast. Well, damn,
Nice.
man, I'm happy to hear that, dude. That is
Congratulations.
excellent. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, here we go.
Josh.
All right, yeah, we got Josh in the backstage. Let's bring him up to the stage. Bamses. There we go. Josh, what's going on?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Man.
So, that's good to see you and hear you. I'm actually on the road. I pulled over for a second to get connected up, but listening as I'm going down the road, and just wanted to hop on and say thanks for what you're doing. I see it's a growing community and everything, guys. I am headed this morning to Washington National Golf Course with the Veteran Golfers Association.
Oh, nice.
So I thought it would be a good opportunity to hop on and kind of talk about that a little bit. And if folks aren't tracking what that is, if there's anybody out there that golfs or wants to learn to play golf, it's a great way to do so.
Is that only in Washington, or do you know if they have chapters elsewhere?
Oh, we're all over the country. We got 33,000 members across the states.
Wow.
That we do tournaments in Australia, in Bahrain, in Germany. So there's Oconus locations that are involved as well. It's a lot of fun. It's vets, and it's active duty vets and family members. So family members can play as well.
Very nice.
And they're pretty, generous on how they do that. It's immediate family, but also like brothers and sisters and fathers and that kind of stuff. So it's not just like dependents.
Excellent.
But yeah, man, I thought I would hop on and just cut it up with you guys a little bit, see how you've been. Vic, I wish I could take your stance on Facebook, brother. 95% of my business comes from LinkedIn and Facebook, though, so I have to live on there. So for me, it's the fight between being a consumer of social media and using it as a tool in my business. And I will tell you, it's not the easiest fight in the world.
No, it's not easy, man, because I do use it for business myself. I run a little business on there using Facebook, and it's that I still need the connection to it. But sometimes, and now this is the scary part, like when I get messages about the business, sometimes I don't see it until I log in, right? But I guess that's the give and take of what you have to expect when you take it off your phone. I don't have immediate access to it at all times. I'm used to that. I'm used to getting that little notification. Hey, you got a message on Facebook or Facebook Messenger or whatever. but I constantly feel like I'm opening up the phone to check it, but I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have the app anymore. Or you get that feeling of like a ghost buzz in your pocket when nothing actually happened. But yeah, I'm not really missing it, but I understand that it's a necessity if you got a business.
Yeah, it's oh man, it's where the world does everything these days. But no, it's a constant fight to not just scroll, aimlessly, or like I said, doom scroll, or follow links, or don't get
Yeah.
on reels or something, just burning time for the sake of burning time.
Dude, let me tell you, man, I caught myself yesterday for about 30 minutes uh, just reloading a page. I'm not even watching YouTube, like just mindlessly, dude. I'm like, what? I I stopped and I was like, what the hell am I doing? Just reloading a YouTube page and just kind of hovering over, not even watching the full video, just kind of hovering over the videos to see like their little intro pieces. I'm like, nah. And immediately I'm like, no, this is what it was built for, right? To suck you in. So
Yeah.
I had to stop it, man. But the sooner that we realize that it is sucking you in, and it is, there's really nothing of worth there unless it is like for a business, then the sooner that you can start switching things around. And I think I just kind of woke up to it in my 40s.
I'm with you. It's I was discussing it with my wife the other day. It's designed to captivate and capture eyeballs, and man, they are good at it.
Mm-hmm. So every time I look something up, maybe on Google, right? Maybe I'm looking up, I don't know, whatever it is, a table, or I was looking up a patio set, for my backyard, and then randomly it'll come up on my YouTube, like, oh, it's need outdoor furniture, and check out, Wayfair or whatever. And I'm like, how is this stuff connected to it? I'm trying to figure out, going through settings, and I'm looking around, I'm like, no camera set up in here, just except for this one. But you're constantly, it's watching you, dude. It's watching you. Or you ever done this thing where you say something and it'll like, maybe it'll start popping up on your phone, like as you're scrolling through something. I'm like, I never actually looked that up, but I talked about it. It's weird. And I have like an Amazon Alexa in the living room. I got it for the necessity of just having the Ring camera outside, but I don't really trust those things. Maybe I'm just getting old and just becoming that dude.
No, I think it's both ways. It's kind of closing speed, if you will. We're getting older, and like you said, like I'm 40, and so it's my perspective and what I want from the internet is changing versus like I just have my niece and nephew here from Virginia. They're both teenagers, and what I was talking to my nephew, and we were talking about screen time, and when he told me how much time a week he is on, my jaw hit the floor, and he was like, I don't know what else I would do. So I drug him around the Northwest outside and told him, we're going to get outside and do some stuff, and your phone's staying in the truck or whatever. Take some pictures, but don't let me, I don't want to see you watching videos, man. I'm taking you up here in the hinterlands. But, man, it's so wild. Have you guys ever run like targeted ads on Facebook or LinkedIn to see how you can design an ad for an audience? It's wild.
Yeah. You can break it down by region, by age, by all these different, like, who do you want it to appear to? It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I could put 100 different interests in there. Like I want a 45-year-old male in Southern California who loves surfing and sushi and red leather couches, and they will go find that person and put my ads in front of them.
Yeah, you can get really specific, man. But it's I actually have an ad up right now, and it asks me most of that information. You can either go with the best possible scenario based on YouTube or Facebook's recommendations, or you can do it yourself and customize it a little bit. But yeah, it is crazy how much you can customize that stuff, man. And a lot of times I'll customize it to somebody like me and my likings, and because that's the audience I want to reach. And I'm like, shit, I'm just describing myself here. It's like full circle, right? I'm trying to advertise to me.
Indeed it is. Well,
Yeah,
guys,
man.
I just wanted to hop on, to plug the VGA a little bit, and just say, if there's folks out there, it's a good time. We play, it's an easy way if you're ever trying to get down to Augusta and see the Masters. You can compete through the VGA and get a chance to go down there and play with the course next door, Champions Retreat, do Tuesday for the Troops and all that stuff. So I know, I've noticed your viewership and everything is growing. So I would like to put that out there. I hope you guys are doing well, man. I try to catch the show either live or usually on my Monday morning workouts. I'll go back and watch it on YouTube. So I love what you guys are doing. Keep on doing it. I'm going to hop off here, but I'll be listening still. We'll talk to you later, guys.
Thanks,
All right, buddy. All right, thanks for coming on.
Have fun. Have fun at the golf course.
Dude, I don't know the last time I golfed, man. I think the last time I golfed was while I was still active duty, and that was because it was like one of these mandatory like officer outings or whatever.
Yep.
And everybody in like most all the O's in my command golfed. I was not one of them. So I was like, hey, man, I'll just drive the golf cart, and I'll just hang out, whatever, just talk to folks. But it was kind of an awkward scenario because they were all talking golf. And I'm like, I've golfed once, twice, whatever.
And they're
so
getting
yeah,
all nerdy on you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like another kind of nerdy, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll go to Top Golf. Like I like going to like batting cages, Top Golf, stuff like that. That's cool. But I guess I should probably try golf. I mean, I live near like several golf courses. Might as well just try it out.
I feel like it's one of those rabbit holes that once you start going down it, then you're going to end up with golf clubs and like gloves and like the bag and the.
It's just more
for me,
more
no.
stuff.
I don't play golf that much.
Yeah, I don't either. I like going to like the like I said, like those Top Golf things where I like using things like renting them so you don't actually have to bring them home with you.
Exactly.
Like I mentioned, I have a bunch of neighbors that have like boats and RVs. I don't have that. I don't have a boat or an RV. I would rather rent an RV for a week for, whatever, $800 and then take it back to the RV place, then have to pay for the maintenance and the gas and all the stuff that goes along with owning an RV or a boat. Like I'll just enjoy it for the time being and then take it back. It's like kids, right? Like when I'm older, like, hey, let me watch your kid.
Rent some kids for a couple weeks. And then
no, well, now we're getting kind of weird, man. I don't know about that. but like, if, when I do have like grandkids or something, hey, bring them over. Let me watch them for, I don't know, a couple of hours, and then just take them back. I don't want these kids anymore. Once you get tired of them. Yeah. I'm definitely. I am not fond of renting people. No. Let me see. What is this? What is this that Navy Cop put out here? What was it? A highlight of owning a boat is the day you sell it. Yes, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. So there's a dude. There's a dude that lives nearby, and he's got an RV. And I have, since I moved in my house, in the last year, I have not seen that RV move from his driveway. And constantly working on it. And I'm like, why have something if it doesn't work? So that kind of scared me a little bit. Like maybe I don't want an RV. I think it'd be cool having one of those like those overlander type of little RVs. Just I like the idea of not being home and just going to sleep anywhere I want. Like maybe I want to sleep in a Walmart parking lot tonight. But I'm like, do I really want to do that? I got a house at home. But I
Yeah,
do
I
like
mean,
the
if
idea,
you're,
like if you can take it anywhere you want, like you got those little
yeah,
four-wheel drive ones. You got a little stairs in the back. You can sit up top and like have some coffee and stuff. I think that's awesome, man. I
yeah,
like that idea.
it's kind of the point. Just getting off grid, getting away from people, getting away from the hustle and bustle of regular life,
Yes.
and going out
Yes.
into the woods, like Josh was saying, and putting your phone down and turning it off for a while, and enjoying
Yeah.
the scenery and nature and the bugs and all the stuff that comes along with being outside.
Dude, I think you hit it on the head, man. It's getting away from people. I think the older I get, the more I'm in that mindset. I don't want to be around anybody else. And I don't know, I mean, do you feel like that? Is that just me or
Nah, I've always felt like that. I mean, I enjoy being in the city. I enjoy living in the city. I enjoy having the amenities of the city. But at the same time, personally, I would rather live in a place at least semi-secluded, where it's not like neighbor on neighbor on neighbor. I don't have to necessarily interact with 55 people. I can deal with one or two people on the left and right of me, but I want to be in a place where I can do what I want when I want. If I want to light a fire, if I want to have a barbecue, if I want to, do whatever I want to do, and I can do it without having to ask the permission of the communal kind of like group around me and say, hey, we're going to have a barbecue this weekend. We just want to let everybody know, so you're not hanging out laundry and all that nonsense. I mean, it's nice and it's cool, and it's got its pros and cons, right? So
I've lived that
good
HOA life.
when I did. Yeah.
I've no longer, I don't have that anymore, but I've lived that life. And yeah, it's not a fun one.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's got pros and cons, right? There's upside to being around a group or a community of people, as we see in the podcast. We see it in the Facebook group. We see it on LinkedIn. There's a definite upside to having a community around you. It's just being able to curate that community. And sometimes when you live in a place, in a neighborhood, in an environment, you don't actually control all of that. So you have to kind of take the good with the bad and take the upside with the downside. But
Yeah.
I think overall it's a net positive, right? It's a net positive to have people around you. It's what if something happens, right? And somebody sees you fall down in your front yard or whatever, they can call the cops, they can call an ambulance. So there's good parts to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have a community around you, I think. But I found myself going down this rabbit hole of looking at land, like on Zillow, like land for sale. And a lot of the land for sale that is like very inexpensive is around like Ohio, like Midwest areas, like not near water, right? And I like being around water. This is why I live. Like I've only lived on coasts. I've never lived in the Midwest before. I've had like family who lived in like Wyoming, and like the area looked just beautiful. Like it was like there was nothing around. They just owned like this house on like I don't know how many acres. It just looked awesome. And I looked at that and I'm like, you know what? I would love to have something like that. Just like something either in the woods or in the middle of land with like views of mountains and nobody around me, just to kind of get away. And when I went to Oregon, I think I told you I went to Oregon back in like April. We actually filmed while I was out there. I went to this little place, and it was kind of like one of those scenarios where I just kind of picked somewhere on the map. I'm like, we'll go here, and we ended up in this little town called Tillamook. You may have heard of Tillamook because they make the cheese, like Tillamook cheese that you can find at the stores.
And ice cream too, right?
And ice cream, right? Excellent ice cream. So we went to this little town. I actually toured the creamery place, and you can see them actually cutting the cheese. Not like that, but cutting the cheese and packaging it, right? I may or may not have cut the cheese myself while in the factory. So So moving on. But we were
That's
yes.
I'm cutting the cheese right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. Hey, you got to fart in somebody's chair. It's all good. So while I was out there in Tillamook, man, it's freaking, it was a small town, but when you get to the outskirts of the town, then you have ocean views. You got like lots, these big lots for sale, right? With ocean views for a lot less expensive than what you get out here in California. And I even toured a house that had like an ocean view. I was renting an Airbnb, and right next door they were selling a house. And I looked it up. I was like, "Oh, this house looks nice." And it so happened that it was like the house next door. Like we almost share a driveway with that house. I was like, "Oh shit!" So we toured that home. It was a little bit more than I wanted to pay, a lot less than what you would get in California, but it was nice. And I got to thinking, I was like, man, it's got a lot of land here, right? Like we almost shared a driveway, but it was like the land was expansive to the back, right? Like maybe quarter of an acre, half an acre, something like that. But it got me thinking. I was like, man, it would be nice to have a plot of land to build something on, to have something on, where maybe I could just get away, like take my kids, go build a cabin, get away from everything. Right, shit hits the fan. That's where you're going. You build an underground bunker. Now I'm getting into a whole different thing that I've been planning out. So no more of that. It looks like we got yeah, exactly. Looks like we got Steve, Navy cop, in the background here. Let's bring him up. Steve, what's going on, man?
You guys hear me?
Man.
I can hear you loud and clear.
I swear I've been tech for 30, 40 years, and this stuff befuddles me every time these days. Yeah, no, you guys are hitting a lot of areas that I'm kind of dealing with. You know, the finding your own place, getting away from people, but still needing to be around people.
Yeah,
I'm hitting that real hard these days. I retired 15 years ago, and I kind of went hermit, and it's not fantastic, but it is what it is. So it gets. Do
you find yourself? Do you find yourself trying to reintegrate? And if you do find yourself trying to reintegrate, like what are some ways you're trying to get back into the mainstream or back into the social life?
Not as much. I feel like I would like to, but I've been kind of on my own in my own little circle for so long that it's almost a mindset now. And so like I'll work in groups. Like right now I'm still significantly underemployed. We won't go down that road. And I'm working with a few people out at our local amphitheater here. I'm up in Vancouver, Washington. So just down the way, you know, a couple hours out from Tillamook. Been out to the factory. Did you get a chance to hit the air museum they have out there?
So no, I was running low on time on our last day. We were only out there for a couple minutes or a couple days, but yeah, it was on my list, and I'm like, it's either go to the museum or like rush to the airport. So I'm like, no, let's just do it. It's a short flight away. We can always go back. I connected with the folks out there in the American Legion, and they're always sending updates and stuff. So I'm like, I would love to come back. It was just one of those, like, let me just point on the map and see, and it just so happened landed on Tillamook, and I'm so glad it did, because it was just like an awesome little town. You know, it was just great people. I've not, you don't live in here in California, you don't get a lot of people who smile at you, like, you know, just letting you go ahead of them at a stop sign. That doesn't really happen too often. Over there, it was like I recall a time where I stopped at a stop sign and we all kind of looked at each other and everybody smiled and they're like, please go ahead. And I'm like, damn, this is nice. You know, people actually smile, like they give a crap about other people. That's cool.
Yeah, small town living. My son actually works at a paper mill down near Newport. And yeah, the town, one stoplight town.
Yep.
But he absolutely loves it, which blows my mind, but I'm happy to hear because, big towns are just kind of a dumpster fire these days.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, no, so I work around a bunch of people. So at the amphitheater, we get concerts in. We just had Creed. We just had an EDM concert in. That was a unique clientele. We got Cyndi Lauper tonight, stuff like that. So,
Nice.
so I deal with them, but I swear 15 years later, I'm dealing with civilians, especially, everybody I work with, because I kind of work in a warehouse setting there, we stock concession stands and stuff like that. It's amazing what 2 bachelor's degrees and 20 years in the Navy will get you. But I sit back and I look at the complaints, at the we have to take a half-hour lunch, or we have to we're working more than 6 hours, and I just want to go back home, sit with the cats, and it makes it real difficult to want to integrate. But then I also think to myself, I've been divorced for 13 years, and so it's just me and the cats. The kids are all grown and moved out. One of these days the cats will have a delicacy for a couple of days until they find my body. And it is what it is. So yeah, I'm kind of looking at some land in Idaho. My plan in the next couple of years, so 5-10 acres in Idaho. I don't know how I'm going to do it. The plan's there, the internal workings, not at all. But
yeah, that would be nice, man. Just to get out there. Like, would your plan be to just get the land, or just build something up and move out there? Oh, I think we got locked.
We
up
go
there.
down the road of.
No, you're good. I can hear you now.
Yeah, we could go down the road of Washington politics and stuff like that, which of course we won't. But they're making it extremely expensive, extremely difficult to live out in this area. Oregon's trying to do the same thing. It's the California, Oregon, Washington. Oh, we can do better than you. Oh, hold my beer.
Yeah.
It's just, and I'm just across the water from Portland, and so I get our dumpster fire. We get the rollover from Portland, or we're watching what's going on in Portland, and I'm so done with it. Regardless of what your politics are, I'm so done with it. So, getting away. For me, I grew up in Montana. Dad was Air Force, did 20 years in the Air Force. I went Navy because I felt that we needed to improve the standing of the family, and so I did my 20, and staying near Montana would be great. My parents have all passed, so I don't have any family there, but just where I grew up. Idaho is the cheaper option to do, because still keeps me close to the kids. A lot of the rich, say Californians have moved into Montana and have priced the locals out of being able to buy. But actually, you see that all over the place here as well. So, but
yeah, I've seen a lot of that on, like, just watching YouTube, how a lot of these Midwest towns are so expensive now. They never used to be. I think there's one in Montana. I think ever since that Yellowstone show came out, then that town, those towns out there, little towns, have been priced up crazy, to the point where they are pushing out, a lot of locals. And I've seen that in my time, just in my travels, like when I was stationed out in Hawaii. I mean, that's an island. It was expensive in its own, but a lot of people that you see out there now in like major cities, like areas, are transplants, right? They're foreigners. They're not the native folks who grew up there, because those folks are getting pushed out. Now they all moved to Las Vegas for some reason. That's called the Ninth Island, right? That's what they call it out there. They're getting pushed out to Las Vegas. So it's a large, like, I only bring that up because we were stationed out there, and my wife is is from Hawaii, and then a lot of her family lives both in Hawaii and Vegas. But I have seen that, that they do get pushed out because these folks with a lot of money come and they just price it all up. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's one in where's that? Wyoming.
Yeah,
I think it
Yellowstone
is.
definitely. Yeah, Yellowstone definitely kind of messed up Montana a little bit. I mean, fantastic views and everything, but yeah. But then again, every town in Montana is a small town. I mean, I was in Great Falls. It was 65, 70,000 people. It was the second, at the time, it was the second most populated town in Montana. So if that tells you something. But talking about the disability benefits. Yeah, I'm actually going through. I actually got stuck having to go through a company, so I will be paying out the rear. If and when I get increases, because our BSOs, we had a BSO with our VFW, got sick, had to quit. They just recently got a new BSO, and so everybody who's contacted him have been like, well, he's just not responsive. They set me up to Seattle. Seattle said, well, you're out of our region, so you need to try this, this, and this. I tried them all. Absolutely nothing. Just not responsive at all. So I've had to go through a company. So, I mean, it is what it is. And, if I get my boosts, then I do.
How's that work for you? I don't want to get into the intricacies of all that because it's not trying to get into all of your business. But is it something that you pay based on the rating you get, or how high the rating goes? Is that how it works?
Yeah. So I'm 60%. Yeah, I'm an open book. I'm an open book to the point where I lose jobs because I'm an open book to employers. So it's ridiculous. I've got severe obstructive sleep apnea, which is a joy in and of itself, and a couple of related items with that, and so that bumped me to 60% when I retired. And I've been, I sleep with the machine and stuff like that. Have for 15 years. I'm the bedtime Darth Vader, and I never went back for some of my other issues because I mean, there's issues related to the sleep apnea, which affects your short-term, long-term memory and ability to sleep and things of that nature. But I've always been one of these guys. I've got 10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 arms, 2 legs. There are guys out there way worse off than me. So, why should I, opt for something that, they deserve way more than I do? It's taken me 15 years to get to the mindset that, it's a big pot of money. We're all dealing with stuff that happened because of our service, and I'm not taking away from anybody. That's a huge mindset shift that it took for me to readdress that. So that's what I'm doing now. So what this particular company is, and I won't throw the name out just because, I mean, it's one of the big ones, but I don't necessarily recommend people go through that if they can go through the BSO, or if they have a decent BSO to go through. But basically, I went through a phone interview with a nurse. I put in all the documentation. They got access to my medical records, my military medical records, and then any nexus letters of that sort. So my ex-wife, we're on good standing these days, thankfully. So she wrote some letters documenting some of my issues that she saw before I retired, just to kind of give that military link, good, bad, or indifferent. And so they put all that stuff, they upload it through the VA. The VA reaches out and starts setting up appointments. You go through a third-party company. OptumServe is our local or regional company. And my cat just took out my desk. So I've been to several of these appointments. I had one appointment here this last Tuesday that was all by Zoom call. And then I've got one more appointment coming up in local clinic dealing with my arthritic issues and stuff like that. And then they've got, I think this last guy said they've got like 48 hours to write up their findings. They upload that to the VA. The VA then sends it through a rater, and then they determine whether or not their service connection, whether it's something they're going to deal with. And then from there, then they send it out. For my last rating, my last bump, I actually got a couple. So they finally, after 15 years, they decided, oh, you do have tinnitus, which I don't know how they can tell whether you have tinnitus or not, because the sound of my people and just keeps me awake at night. But they can't look at you and say, yeah, no. So they denied me initially on that. So they gave me the 10% for that, but it wasn't enough because of the VA math to bump me anywhere.
Right.
And then I got 0% for bilateral hearing loss, which a lot of people think, oh, 0%, well, that means, that doesn't mean anything. Well, it means that they're acknowledging the issue.
Yep.
And so as long as they're acknowledging, they're not paying you for it, granted, because they don't feel that it's significant enough, but they're acknowledging that I have bilateral hearing loss. So that's something. So that means that if I need treatment in the future, then there's not going to be well, do you really, they've acknowledged. And then I got another 20% for another issue, IBS, which they believe may be part of the burn pit issue, because I deployed on board ship 3 times in the Gulf during that period.
Yeah. And
so with that cumulatively, that 30% bumped me 10% to 70%. Love VA math. And so that change times, I think it's like that difference between 60 and 70% times 5 or something like that is the ultimate number cost-wise that the company will charge me for their services.
Wow. Okay.
So I mean, essentially it comes out to 1 month's worth of disability, full payment. But I'm, you pay over time and stuff like that. So it's not a killer, but
it's a significant amount, but it won't break the bank at the end of the day.
Not the best either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've talked to John about this. It was, I made a video about me just contacting one of the big, or they actually contacted me asking if I wanted to elevate my rating. And at that point, I already had a rating. Like I was just kind of playing the game with them. Like, hey, let me see what they would give me, or what would happen and what they would charge. And I think it was it was like 17 grand to get me from just the scenarios. Like, hey, if I wanted to do like 40 or 50% to 100%, what would it cost me? It was like 17 grand. And that's really hard for some families, a lot of families, to afford right off the bat. Yes, they had payment plans and all that, but I'm like, that's a lot of freaking money. And then, there's channels out there like SIFDIV and all that show you how to do that. But a lot of veterans are way like past the time of submitting a BDD or stuff like that. And a lot of people, I can understand, a lot of people don't want to have to deal with all that stuff. Might as well just give it to somebody else, have them take care of it for us, and then we can move on. Like if you ask me right now, would I want to do my own VA claim? Probably not. I'd probably want to put it in the hands of a competent VSO or one of these companies. But I do like, I have this thing, Steve, where I have a hard time paying somebody for something I can do myself. And it's just ingrained in my head, right? I still give my waiter 20% and all that because I know that's their livelihood. But I'm like, I could easily go pick up my own food if I wanted to. But a lot of the stuff, like I want to learn about my VA stuff. That's why I started like digging and doing research on this stuff, because I really want to know what is being submitted. I have to believe that my VSO, because I sat there in front of her and I asked so many freaking questions. She was probably tired of my ass, just kind of like, hey, let me just get this guy done with so he can get the hell out of my face. Because I asked so many questions. I'm like, do you guys go in accordance with the DSM-5? What about this? What about that? She's like, oh, yes, we do that. We do that. We do that. And thankfully, she was very receptive and nice and all that. But, I wanted to learn, and I'm one of those dudes that just needs to know the intricacies of everything that's happening So I make sure that all bases are covered. But all that to say, Steve, I'm glad that you're getting what you deserve, man. And hopefully, if you reapply and try to go higher with it, hopefully everything works out for you, man. I really do.
Yeah, we'll see on these last two appointments. Information has been submitted, and we'll see what the ultimate outcome is. And then I'll just, whatever it is at the end of that, that's what it is, and I'm fine at that point. It sounds like the company you were looking at, or one of them, actually generates nexus letters. Those are the expensive ones, because they're paying a doctor or supposedly a medical professional to develop a nexus letter that you can then file. And they don't actually file. This particular company actually files with the VA. They don't develop the nexus letters. They just take whatever I can upload to do it. So they would, possibly work in connection with, I could get a nexus letter developed by another company, pay that exorbitant fee, upload to these guys. They do, they upload. They also take the information once everything is said and done. You get the documentation from the VA. They'll go over it to see what was denied or what the reasonings were for, whatever the percentage were. So if I need to reapply for something, like I was denied for lower back. I was never even seen for lower back. And I've been in a 2-year lower back study with the VA for lower lumbar issues. But the VA, for some reason, in the last letter said, you 10% tinnitus, 0% bilateral hearing loss, and 0% lower lumbar. And I'm like, what? That was just randomly thrown out there. So we'll see what happens.
Just to pin on with the, I was going to say, just to pin on with the 0% ratings you mentioned, and maybe a lot of people, know this, don't know this, but the 0% rating, not only does that give you the service connection, right, but it also gives you the insight into, because a lot of times what it is you just haven't provided current medical diagnosis, or you don't have the kind of paper trail that links it back to what, like if you have 0%, that means they've actually said, okay, this is service connected, but we don't have the actual documentation or the current diagnosis or the medical professional like charts and stuff that we need to be able to say, yes, for sure, this is what's happening based on the rating scale and 38 CFR. Here's the things, and this is where we're going to rate you at based on the evidence that you've provided us. So maybe it's just a matter of just backtracking a little bit, going back to the doc and saying, hey, look, this is what I need to do. And I don't know how you're going to tackle that, or if the company is going to be able to help you out with that or not, but they could literally just go into 38 CFR and look at like what the rating scale is, and wherever you fall in that rating scale, like that's the documentation you'll need from the doc, right? To handle it, essentially. Maybe it's not that simple, but
and I'm old school enlisted, unless I'm falling apart, things are falling off, I don't see the doctor for anything. Which makes it difficult to show any continued issues along with it. But like I say, I'll take when this last appointment happens and they do their final ratings, I'll go with whatever it is, and I'm good at that point. And then just move forward from there. So
what surprised me was I was looking at some of these freelancer websites to get services like freelancing services, maybe like PR or stuff like that, public relations stuff. People who do this on the side, and I found folks who are doing nexus letters on these things, and I had no idea if they're doctors or anything. That's their services. They have ratings on there, like star ratings. Some of them good, some of them not so good, but they provide nexus letters. And I'm wondering how, it needs to, I don't know too much about nexus letters, but it should probably come from a doctor, right? Am I wrong?
It
needs to come from a
doctor. My understanding that, the nexus letter has to, a full-on nexus letter has to come from a medical professional. But you can have people that know you, family or something like that, that can provide a nexus connection. And it's VA
body
rates,
letters.
The weight of that as different, obviously, from a medical professional. But I guarantee. I mean, you remember you had Camo on with the whole AI thing. I'm still working with him. We got a community going and stuff like that. I'm
Nice.
learning way too much that my freaking old brain is slowly adapting to. But the amount of people that are putting out or using AI to generate letters and that sort of thing,
Yeah.
we're running into a lot of that. All it takes is a few letters, throw them into notebook LM, and then it generates based off of that information. They
It definitely makes
change
it
a
easy
couple
to do
things,
that.
and you don't know what you're getting at that point.
Yeah, and the same thing with with resumes. There's been a lot of people who, again, we run that military retirement group, and there's been some folks, and I've denied me personally, because I'm one of the admin there. I've denied their posts about these promotions. Like, hey, I'll do your resumes, because we have a process of doing that, right? If you want to advertise your business on there, we can do it either once a week and they just have to wait for that day. Or if they want like a recurring thing, hey, we can talk a little bit about that. But yeah, the resume thing was crazy, because we had a lady in the group who messaged me saying, hey, the resume I received from this person who advertised on there was like not good, and she paid like $150 for it. And I'm like, well, define not good. And it was before I started like declining these posts, and it was all AI generated. And you can tell things are AI generated, like on ChatGPT, when they have the long dash on there. And so the lady sent me the resume, and I was surprised. I was like, this person didn't even clean it up. They just like, it still like had the talk. It still had the AI ChatGPT generated dashes on there. It was kind of a pain, man. And I was like, yeah, unfortunately, I can't do anything about that, but I can start vetting these a little bit more, because who knows who this person was. I had even asked the person who was doing the resume, hey, let's jump on a video chat real quick so I can confirm all the stuff, make sure you're good to go for the veterans in our group. And they declined. They're like, I don't want to jump on a video chat. I don't want to talk. So I'm like, okay, well, something, my spidey sense started going off. Like, something's not right here. Maybe no more of this.
Yeah, no, it's a wasteland out there. I mean,
Yeah.
ChatGPT 5 just came out, and it's revolutionary. Not hugely, but enough.
Yeah.
It's kind of taken over the top spot, but all of the LLMs are vying for position. The changes are coming, hot and fast, and it's and you know how tech is. We came out with cars with Bluetooth, and they didn't even think about cybersecurity. The next thing you know, somebody's driving next to your car, Bluetoothing into your car, and hitting your brakes. And then we should do cybersecurity with that too. We rush into, and we don't think about the infrastructures we're doing it. And
No.
yeah, so
yeah. Well, Steve, man, it was great having you on here, man. We got Brian in the background here. We're gonna bring him up real quick. Awesome, Navy cop, man. Thank you again for being with us, dude.
Hey, appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good to see you again, brother.
Oh, Brian, what's going on, Brian?
Hey, Vic. Morning. How you doing, brother?
Morning, man. Hanging out, man. Woke up this morning. Feel good about that.
Yeah. No, I'm barely awake. I got my coffee here. So
what is that? What is that? A Cano? Is that Red Bull? Is that your coffee?
No, dude. No, just some cold brew. So
I was like, man, this guy's taking it back to the rifle range here.
No, those Red Bull days are
straight to the vein.
Over.
Yeah. Oh man.
God. Yeah.
But start buying Rippets.
I could do the Red Bull, but I couldn't do Monster. Yeah, Monster's always made like my heart race. But no, just good old straight coffee here.
Yeah. Oh man. Yep,
Yeah.
I see that.
Good old. Yeah.
Dude, I stopped
but,
drinking those energy drinks, man, a long time ago when I was at work and I was doing a working party. It was like filling sandbags or something when I was young, and then something stupid, and I started pounding some monsters. Heart rate started going up. I started getting tunnel vision.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
something's not right here, right? So
Dude.
yeah, too much of it.
Yeah, I never messed with the monsters. I tried it once and I was like, nope, never again.
Mhm.
I could do Red Bulls. And then when I was on recruiting duty, they used to have those like little 5-hour energy drinks in my glove
Yeah,
box,
Mhm.
you know, and those would help out, you know, especially if it was a late night, like
yeah.
maybe I went to a school graduation or something like that. So yeah, but generally speaking, it's just straight black coffee now. So
That's good.
good
That's
old
good.
natural stuff.
Nice.
So those 5-hour energies are dangerous, man. And I say this
Brutal.
in a funny way. And I won't
Yeah.
call this person out because you may know this person from back in the day and in the Marine Corps days. But we were
Yeah.
going out to a bar, and this guy's like, I just need to wake up, and he smashed like 5 of those. Like we're walking down the stairs from his house. He's like just smashing these things, and by the end of the night, you know, we were still, you know, we're at the bar, and he's like fucking, he's wired, dude. I'm like, dude. It's like 2 a.m, man. He's like, you know, veins coming across his head. Yeah.
No.
These things are dangerous, man.
Yeah. I had 1, maybe 2, you know, in my glove box. That's it. You know.
Oh, it break in case of emergency. Is that?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, like, hey, it's been a 12-hour day. Maybe I need a little something. You know. Yeah. But anyways, I was.
So what's been going on in the life
up
of
and I
Gunny?
saw your chat.
Yeah, man. What's been going on?
Well, I just got back from Washington State. So when you were talking about Tillamook, I was like, oh, I was kind of up that way a little bit, but yeah, last night I got in around midnight from the Seattle area. I was up in Orcas Island, San Juan Islands, you know, Puget Sound area, and the Olympic Peninsula. So I was on a nice 10-day
Was
vacation.
it a work trip or what?
So yeah. No, straight family vacation, man. Just getting away, getting a change of pace, you know.
Yeah, that's a necessity.
Nice campsite. Yeah, nice little cabin right on the water, and wake up and hear the Canadian geese and the waves, you know. So it was good. It's good downtime, but yeah, late night, getting in at midnight and trying to reset the clock and everything. So
yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is.
I think it's good to kind of travel and break the routine and, you know, kind of see
100%.
something different, you know. But I will say it was great sleeping in my own bed last night.
You know, the amount of times I've said that is insane, because I go out camping, you know, I've slept on, you know, an air mattress, you know, when I go camping, because I have the tent and all that. And you know, even when I go to hotels and stuff, I'm like, man, this is not the same. And I get back home and I'm like, yeah, it is great sleeping on my own bed. You're used to it, right? Maybe it's formed into your body or whatever. It's so good, man. So good.
It's called old man itis. So we like what we like. Old man itis. Yeah.
I guess I got that old man itis, man. I don't know.
But
that's good, man.
That's all right.
It's you know it's getting, you know, you start getting like becoming an old man. You know, you start needing a change when I know, Brian, you live here in San Diego, and you have to get away from San Diego just to get a change of pace. I do the same thing. I'm like, I gotta get beautiful area. I just got to get away from here for a change of scenery, a change of pace, man. Yeah, and it feels so good doing that.
But you come back with a new appreciation for San Diego too. You know,
you do.
I mean, I love it here. I mean, this is home. You know, but yeah, I mean, the Olympic Peninsula and the San Juan Islands, Orcas Island, it's gorgeous.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
completely different environment,
really beautiful up there.
Pine forests. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was nice. Get away. And then got my kids starting up school next week. She's going to be a junior in high school. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then next month, I'm dropping off my other daughter, my oldest daughter, to college.
That's fun.
So, yeah, she's going to UC Santa Cruz. So
right on.
Really proud of her.
Oh, beautiful.
That's a place. You guys driving
Was
up
she
there?
going to be majoring in?
Yeah. What's that?
What's she going to be majoring in?
She is going into anthropology. She wants to learn about more cultures and then eventually be a teacher. She wants to be a DOD teacher, God's teacher. So
there's a lot of good traveling there.
Cool.
A lot of good traveling there.
Well, imagine that. Like, I planted the travel bug in her. We only bounced around just a few countries. Yeah,
that's how it is, man.
Once you get out there and start seeing the world, realize how much is out there.
You can't turn it off.
So
that's good. Go see the world.
Family,
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I was just talking to my son the other day because I'm prepping him for Naval Academy here in a few years, and we're like meeting people, doing the networks, going to the symposiums and all that. And he's like, "Hey, Dad, what if I get stationed here in San Diego? Can I come live with you and just pocket the BAH?"
Nope.
I'm like, "Well, hold on a second." I'm like, "Huh? He could pay for the bills here, So I'm like,
triple
I know
dipping. That's what that's called.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, because I got what 4 rooms and 5 rooms in my house. I'm like, hey, you can stay here in the office if you want, dude, but you're gonna be having to pay for something, dude, because I know how much you ain't gonna trick me, dude. I know how much BAH is in San Diego, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah. I was even thinking about like building an ADU in the backyard.
The house.
Yeah, exactly.
You're renting your room.
That's it. He's gonna rent his room, right? Because at that point he's a grown man.
Dude, good luck with that though, man. Building costs here in San Diego. Yeah. Exactly. But I was gonna say I did some research into ADU construction. I think we talked about that once, and it's insane. Like any building costs here in San Diego, like you might as well just take out a second mortgage.
It is, yeah. It is costly, and on top of that, you have permits and all that.
Yeah. But renting out a existing room.
Yeah, even so, it's still expensive out here. I mean, I go on Facebook Marketplace every so often, and these folks are like, hey, 1 bedroom with access to a bathroom and use of a kitchen for like, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000 a month. I'm like, this is for 4 walls. Like, how much to pitch a tent in like a piece of land in your backyard?
Yeah. Which, you know what? Some people would take that.
Yeah. So there was. So when I was out in Hawaii, there was a guy who was renting out space in his front and backyard for tents. It was probably a block away from the beach. I thought it was like a homeless shelter, and we were walking. I was like, what are these? There's a bunch of like tents all over the yards and shit. And sure enough, he just rents out space on his lawn for tents. And and you can hear the waves, you can hear the ocean, so it's close enough, right? So you had tons of tents out there. Like
there's only so much of it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. So Brian, man, it's good to have you on, dude. It's good to see you. Good to see that you're doing well, and we got to go out for another coffee at some point in time. But I have to get out of here. I gotta go to an appointment. Great having you, dude. And John. Give me a second here.
Yeah, just pop in, say hi, and nice to meet you, John.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, man. Hope to interact a little bit more in the future. Do I have you on LinkedIn?
If not, you will in the next 5 minutes.
Might be.
Or maybe the better question is, do you have LinkedIn?
Yeah.
That's the better question, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely find me on LinkedIn. So, Brian A. Hahn. All right. Well,
All right, Brian, man.
Good seeing
Good
you
having
guys.
you, man. Yeah, Brian's a good dude, man. We go back quite a ways in the Marine Corps. So very good dude. He retired a few years before I did, but we stay connected. He's here in San Diego, so we stay connected. Every so often we'll go out for a coffee, or I say every so often, we just went out for a coffee not too long ago. So very, very cool dude. Very cool dude. But yeah, man, a lot of good stuff. I like the way this went. Bringing people on the show. Let me see.
Smooth, not too painful.
Yeah, not too painful. I'm sorry. I was just reading a comment here as we went along. It says, "Good morning, Marines." Almost Henry. You got one Marine, one soldier here. I just ran into this channel. I still have under 2 years left till retirement. The Fed service. I'm a former Marine. 08 11 84 11 Semper Fi. Semper Fi to you, Henry. That's awesome, dude. Definitely stay connected with us. We love talking about this stuff, about veteran stuff, military to civilian transition. We all know how tough the transition can be. And even so, later on in the years, as you become, as you start getting some gray in the beard and all that, it can, it's still that sense of camaraderie that we're looking for, sense of connection. So it's good to connect with like-minded folks who are, who will elevate you, who will push you forward and becoming a success. And that's what we're all about here. So thanks for listening, Henry. Yeah, man. I like the format, John. I really do. Just bringing folks on and talking to them, see what their day was like, see what's going on, successes, failures, and all that. Really, a lot of stuff is not off the table. I will say that if people are struggling, dial 988 because the Veterans Crisis Line, because that's something that I don't believe I'm qualified to help out with, but I will listen to you. Professional help. I will listen to you. I'm sure John will as well. And we'll help out as much as possible. But when it comes, we are not professionals in that arena. So definitely do reach out to 988 if you need that. Aside from that, great connecting with veterans, great connecting with the community. I really love this. And I brought it up on, I think it was on a YouTube short that I put out on the Green Logbook. It was starting a coffee connection meetup, just online, just a bunch of veterans, maybe in retirees, veterans, doesn't matter how long you served, meeting up maybe in a like Zoom format or Google Meet format. Nothing really is recorded or anything like that. It's just a place to have people hang out, just come together, talk as you would at, maybe at a bar or something like that, or choose your place of outing. But just to hang out, bring your coffee, bring your mimosa, whatever the heck you drink in the morning. And, we'll just talk about different topics about, how things are going on with you. All that stuff is still in the works. Again, somebody just brought it up to me and I started thinking about it. And I'm like, I talked to John about it yesterday. And I'm like, man, this could be a good idea just as a way to connect. I might even do it around my fire pit or something. Who knows? But if anybody has any ideas about that, any ideas for topics or anything like that we could potentially talk about on, in these chats, these meetups, shoot it out to me or John. LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, on YouTube, whatever. Info at militaryRetirementPodcast.com or the Green Logbook at gmail.com. We're all over. With that, thank you for watching the show. You can find us everywhere online. Facebook, the Military Retirement Group. That thing is still growing. I just approved maybe 5 new members into it just yesterday. It's just a bunch of veterans and retirees who get together and just ask questions. And, you know, just a lot of good information in the files tab, a lot of good VA information to get you started if you're going through the military to civilian transition. You got my own channel, The Green Logbook, on YouTube, where I just talk about my own experiences and connect with other folks on there. Military Retirement Podcast, obviously, on YouTube. I think we're all over Spotify and Apple as well. So
Yep.
yeah,
Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, wherever you want to check out podcasts, we're all over the place. Maybe we should just block off one Sunday a month to just do this. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we can do that.
Like the live.
If you're interested in doing that, if it sounds like a good idea, you want to drop us a chat or drop us a note or let us know if it's a good idea and we can do it. Maybe block off a live once a month for that. Just for
bringing people on the show, and just, it's fun. It really is. I really enjoyed it. So, I mean, if you guys enjoyed it, please let us know. And, the more people who can jump on there, maybe 5-10 minutes at a time, tell us how everything's going with them. I think it would just make the community stronger. And it's fun. I just love doing that stuff anyway. So with that, thanks for sticking around with us. It has been awesome. Out here.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Out here.